Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 388
388.
of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. The Taste of Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival begins on March 3rd, which is just a couple weeks away now, and runs through July 5th, so almost 4 months, or actually just over 4 months. And the 50th anniversary kicks off on October 1st. There's a lot to look forward to this year. Check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel for guidance and the best deal for your trip.
So we're starting off at Disney Springs. Last week we mentioned that we ran out of time to cover all the Disney Springs new goodness that we had.
There's so much.
We're over here at the M&M store.
So this is a 10,000 square foot store. I think a couple of years ago, the Florida Mall M&M store closed. I don't even know if we've ever been to that one. We went to the New York.
Yeah, New York City.
Right, because there's like stores in New York, Las Vegas, London, Shanghai, and Disney Springs now. And so you can just take a look in here. It's very colorful. Obviously, it's M&M's. And there's merchandise that is co-branded with Disney Springs, which is what I find the most interesting. Just because, like, let's say you're on a trip, you want that either Disney or Disney Springs items.
And that's what we're starting off with. We're looking at some of the co-branded items here. And there's a Mickey-shaped container with M&Ms.
And those are really co-branded Disney. And then there's Disney Springs merchandise as well. You have so many different M&Ms items. It's not just, you've got the apparel. As you can see here, some of these items are those Disney Springs. You can see Disney Springs on, like on the shirt. And so also we're looking at candy. There's pretty much anything you want here. There's housewares, there's apparel, there's pants, and then there's the back wall, which we're going to look at, which has so many different kinds of M&Ms.
It is really a massive store. I think it's probably one of the biggest standalone stores in all of Disney Springs.
Is it?
I think. Can you think of a bigger one type of store in Disney Springs that's just one thing?
Like World of Disney?
World of Disney would be the bigger one.
So I don't know. I don't actually know the size of all the stores.
And this was before Valentine's Day, so you could see there's a big Valentine's promotion off to the left. Uniqlo is, I don't know.
Yes, Under Armour maybe. I don't know.
Well, I wanted to mention we're just kind of going by the personalized M&M station. That was not working when we were there on this day. This was 2 days after opening, so we were unable to. It was broken. It said it was not operational. I would have loved to see how they personalized. We could have had Mousesteps M&Ms.
Well, I thought we would try something, but yeah, it wasn't working. But you can see here, it's $16 per pound, which is a lot of money for
And there's
M&Ms.
a lot of pounds available there if you look at that back wall.
But it's a lot of money obviously for a pound of M&Ms, but there's many, many different flavors, so that's something as well. Also, the customization wasn't working when we were there, but I think they have like Figment and Spaceship Earth, like stuff like that, that you can get as well. This is definitely, worth a stop. If you like M&Ms, there's a little history here on the walls. 1957, 1963.
Oh, 1967, my birth year.
Yeah, my birth year isn't there. But
yours is 66. You got me beat by a few months, 6 months.
So this is really it's a fun store. If you like M&Ms, you can pick up, a little something.
And also last week you attended a media event at Disney Springs.
Right. So Celebrate Soulfully at Disney Springs is for Black History Month. And we got to see Motown in Motion, which was this is a terrific group. And so they have Smooth Sundays, Motown Mondays, and Easy Jazz Thursdays through February. And I think this is, like, we saw some other music out. I think that the music that we saw around Disney Springs was meant for, various days, just so that we could get an idea. And also, they gave us a Princess Tiana cake. We could have had a Soul cake, either one, but the cakes are the same inside. Chocolate chiffon cake, dark chocolate mousse, raspberry mousse, white chocolate crisp pearls, and it's definitely a unique flavor. These petite cakes cost $20. That is how much generally the petite cakes, like I think the WandaVision cakes are 22 here.
Oh, look very nice. Oh, it was so fast.
I know.
We'll have to go back and check out the WandaVision as well. They look really cool.
The petite cakes are very nice. They're not inexpensive, but we get like 5 small slices out of them normally.
So here we are at Epcot. We're about to enter the park, but first we're checking out these Leave a Legacy tiles. They've put in the first couple rounds of Leave a Legacy tiles. They're not all there, but quite a few are.
Is it not finished yet? Because I'm not even sure.
They said there are still more to come from the article I read on the Disney Parks blog.
So there's over 500,000 guests who are immortalized, and I guess not 500,000 tiles. I don't know how many tiles it is. But I remember when they first came out with Leave a Legacy, and you had Imagineer John Hench, who is the one who created. I mean, he was one of Walt's 9 Old Men, right?
Oh, yeah. He did the official Mickey portrait every year towards the end of his career.
And so he created those sculptures at the front of the park for the Millennium Celebration is when it started.
And I just showed you last week, he had a promotional video that came out in '99, right before the Millennium, when they were selling these to the public, and he hosted it. And it was very interesting to see him, with a model of what it was going to look like, and then there it was. And of course, all of these photos would be about 20 years old, because most of this began anyway around 99, 2000.
Well, 1999, was the first year, and then till 2007 is when Leave a Legacy ended. And I was surprised that they decided to move them outside the park. I figured that they would just sort of, I don't want to say get rid of them, but, like the bricks. Mm-hmm. The bricks are no longer, except the ones around the Grand Floridian. So I figured, 20 years is a long time, but here they are, immortalized again outside of the entrance, which I think is a much nicer area for the tiles. I prefer getting, I like the entrance the way it is now, but it's nice, I guess, still have their tiles here too.
And they provide a dual purpose, because they're also a berm. It's also sort of like the fence to have the guests be separated from security.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Is that what they said?
They did.
Oh, well, I missed that part. So anyway, we are heading into Epcot.
Look at those flowers. You know what that means?
That means the Epcot International, or Taste of Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival is on the way, and there are topiaries up. We've got butterflies. There's so many beautiful flowers already, and it's still several weeks away.
I love it. I mean, look at how colorful and this is just the butterfly area. Wait till all the beautiful topiaries start springing up.
And this is where the butterfly tent, I keep calling it a butterfly tent, but they now call it a butterfly house, is being built. And, the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival last year ended after maybe 10 days because of the pandemic closure.
We only had one full day together of the festival, but we covered it fully. I remember that.
Well, I mean, I was there so often before it even opened, so I had seen almost everything at that point, pretty much just about everything. And here is Pooh, and this is where the butterfly house is being built. That's what the green is.
It all makes sense, because he is trying to catch butterflies, I think, with his net there. So he's trying to stock the house for the festival, perhaps.
Well, I don't know. I do not think he found any.
No, he did not seem to have any at the time we saw Pooh. But Pooh is very popular. Everybody, when they see him from a distance, a lot of the guests will kind of make their way over and try to get the selfies with him. He's a lot of fun.
Well, when the park reopened last July after the closure, I remember part of the butterfly house was still there, actually.
And it looked kind of like that.
Yeah.
And that's my one regret about the festival last year. The only thing I didn't make it in to see was the butterfly tent. So for sure this year, that'll be something I do.
Well, I was at Disneyland for 5 nights and then came back and we did Flower and Garden for a day, and then the parks closed. Mm-hmm. So, the one thing that I was really disappointed with, especially, regarding that, was that the horticulture team worked so hard on the festival, and to not be seen by as many guests was really sad to me.
And we talked about this last week. You're looking at the entrance fountain pylons, but you're looking at it from all the way back to the Imagination Pavilion. So it's very interesting when this Communicore is completely taken down. If you'll still
Communicore.
Communicore West
or
Interventions or whatever they called it currently.
Yes, Interventions.
I guess we're showing our age, but it'll be interesting to see if you'll always be able to see it from that location.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that roof is coming down, but it's not coming down fast, but it looks like it's getting close. And then I think you have like the mouse gear and everything over here.
Right,
and
you're looking at mouse gear right now.
Well, that's
the current state of it.
The current state of it, yes. But you can see all that glass, and also there'll be like a counter service restaurant location. I think this is where Starbucks and I think Club Cool is coming back in that area.
That I would love. I could use some Beverly. It's not a trip to Epcot without the Beverly.
And we're looking at the Flower Quilt, which is, this is usually the first thing that comes in for the Flower and Garden Festival. I don't think it was the first this year, but it's among, the first where it's coming.
Right. It's
the
first
festival
sign of spring.
And it looks even nicer already. It doesn't take very long for these flowers to start growing in, and you can see like I guess I often would call them a hidden Mickey. They're not really hidden. They're just like Mickey heads.
Yeah, no, it's nice. And you can see they're doing their watering at this time. And here's a closer look. This was probably the first or second day of the planting. And then when we went back a few days later, it was already blooming.
And it almost looks like a Mardi Gras type colors. And they'll probably have like 3 plantings this year. Right now they would have their winter flowers, and then they would have like spring flowers and then summer flowers. So the colors are going to change over the next 4 months.
It's interesting that you mentioned Mardi Gras. I never thought of that, but it's always a little different. Here is the other side, which you can see the flags are out, and pretty soon you'll see that going on here.
Yeah, and I was there yesterday. Was I there
yesterday? You were.
And nothing had changed. So in the next couple days, we should see a much, much smaller flower quilt going in
I
here.
can see it looks smaller than ever, probably because they have the bird feeders, and now they have the new lighting, and they've expanded the walkway, so it'll be a little different.
And then, so we're still having the Epcot Taste of Epcot International Festival of the Arts going on. So really my favorite thing just about is the chalk art. And so we're looking at Leigh here creating Mickey Mouse. And, we got to talk to her actually a little bit this time. We don't usually talk to her for too long. And it was nice. She's the one who does most of the character art.
And this Snow White that we're looking at here, absolutely beautiful. And I saw a picture of it the next day after it rained, and it didn't have that vibrancy. So it's so sad when they get rained on.
There's been so much rain lately. So Nate Baranowski is the other one, the other artist who creates the chalk art that's Disney related, and he does the 3D, and it's amazing. But that one last week, the Princess and the Frog, I really want to see, but it was gone within a day. Because of the rain, and now he just created the Coco art.
Very, very nice. And of course, we're taking a very, very quick look at the characters, the caravan going by.
We always see them. We always see them around World
with no effort. Yes. As you always tell me.
I saw Mickey and Minnie yesterday from Mexico. So it's always fun to see them in various locations around World Showcase.
And Pluto was in attendance last week when we saw the cavalcade. Pluto was not going for the walk.
I guess, he's not always up for it.
And while we're there, of course, we had to take a latest look at the harmonious barges.
They don't look too different. Yesterday, one of the arms was up. There's going to be 5 barges in total in the middle of World Showcase. They're going to have a daytime fountains as well.
That will be very exciting for us. The day that they start with the fountains, we'll have to rush out there so we can see these things with fountains on.
It'll be interesting to see how it goes and when Harmonious will start, because that was
supposedly still this year, according to the last call we had recently.
I haven't even heard that. I haven't paid attention as much to that.
This is absolutely beautiful. I don't recall them ever doing this on the stage area before with the plants and the flowers. It's gorgeous.
I think these a lot of the flowers are usually out from Italy more into the walkway, and where guests can see them as they're walking around World Showcase. There are so many flowers there. And here also, as we're looking towards Spaceship Earth, there's always flowers in this area. but I was surprised at that. It was like a big wall of flowers.
And of course, we're looking at the last few topiaries. I didn't see this in person, and you took this little footage with the phone. So I look forward to seeing them in person.
Yeah, and they look a little different this year. It'll be interesting.
Thumper has a interesting expression on
his
face.
Yeah, he has like a smile. I don't remember that. So we'll see what all the topiaries look like as they come in. There's a lot of topiaries coming. Disney it's pretty much all of the ones that we know and love.
So now we're going to Legoland. Legoland just debuted their new water stunt show.
Right, their Watersport stunt show, but also Pirate Fest is happening this month on weekends. So Brickbeard's Watersports stunt show is here at the stadium, and so Winter Haven, as in really in the form of Cypress Gardens, right, before Legoland started 10 years ago, is really, it's not quite the birthplace of water ski shows, but it's pretty close.
Well, when you watch that Go-Go's vacation song video, and they're all kind of going in the pyramid, you think of Cypress Gardens, and you think of Winter Haven. So it's nice that they carry on that tradition.
There's a lot of history, and we're just looking at Calico Jade, who is a new character for the Watersports stunt show. But there's a huge history of water skiing shows in Winter Haven, and just water skiing. Dick Pope Sr., he was part of that, and he was the one who founded Cypress Gardens.
Yeah, he was known as the father of American water skiing.
Yeah, and right here on Lake Eloise. So I just think that's so cool. And so here is Captain Brickbeard. You know, the one thing that some people have said on our video is that they wish there were more characters, right?
Right. Because last time it was Brickbeard's show, and he had water skiing Lego guys, which was pretty neat. But this is more of a stunt show, and the stunts are really amazing.
I have to say, I prefer this. I mean, the performers are really talented, and
that's my favorite.
I was just going to mention.
Is there a real name for this?
Yes,
act?
It's called a flyboard.
Oh, a flyboard. Okay,
I didn't know what you meant by snake.
Well, they reference a snake, and they play snake music during the show.
I didn't. You know what?
It looks like it's kind of a snake, So a flyboard is the name. That's interesting.
All I know is they call it the flyboard, and it's up to 72 feet in the air. And I think
I love it.
Yeah, I have never seen this in a show in person. I think Tokyo Disney Sea has something like this.
And I love this.
Isn't that amazing? And they're so talented, and I really just enjoy watching their performances.
So we're going to look at a little more traditional now. Here comes the pyramid.
And the pyramid, as you said, in the Go-Go's video, but this is very Cypress Gardens to me. This is something that when we've seen shows at Cypress Gardens, and really back in the 40s and 50s, when you look at old, footage of ski shows, that is such a big part of it.
And I'm so glad they kept it in the show. And even in the previous show, although it was, Lego characters doing that. So both versions, I thought, were pretty awesome. And now let's talk about the Pirate Fest.
So Pirate Fest weekends is one of a number of weekends that Legoland Florida has, and every year they have different weekends, and like Ninjago weekends and such. And, of course, everybody loves pirates.
And they also have the seasonal things, like they have the Halloween, Brick or Treat, and the Christmas that we did. But yeah, so this is now pirate time, and here is the Lego Zombie Pirate.
And he's new. Is he new?
I think so. I don't know for sure if he's new.
There are several new pirate characters that we
I really like. This one was my favorite. He was really good interactions.
And he was outside, and I always like the outside pirates.
So here's in the not so secret hideaway. This is where you're going to meet the other three of the Lego characters:
Shark Suit Guy, Captain Redbeard, and Pirate Princess. And so the Shark Suit Guy, I was told, has met at the Lego Beach Retreat Hotel. And so I don't remember him when we went.
Yeah, he was not there. I have not met the Shark Suit Guy, who we'll see shortly before this. And now we're looking at Pirate Redbeard.
Yeah, and so also Pirate Princess meets in this particular location. There's the three characters inside, and they
these
alternate.
These two, Pirate Redbeard, who we're looking at now, and then the Pirate Princess, who we're about to see, they alternate from this same pirate ship. And then you have the shark suit guy over on the other side of the building.
When he's there.
When he's there. Is there someone else that
meets?
No,
I don't think
it's
so.
just empty. Okay. And here is a Pirate Princess, and this is the first time I've seen her too. So I mean, for me, it's most of these characters were first time, so it's always fun to meet them.
And we were invited. We were invited as media, but we didn't do the media event. A friend of ours, Dan, again invited us for a model citizen, which is like a cast member, team member preview, which
and
is
we
nice
are so spoiled.
We are
so thankful to our friend Dan. And there's Shark Suit Guy. He was my favorite. I really liked him.
I thought it was really funny because like when he turns, you know, he looks just like a shark instead of a person inside a shark.
Well, his handler was making Jaws musical sounds, so she was great. I think I'm even going to pan in and show her because she did such a great job, and she made it fun. You know, it really makes a big difference when they're so enthusiastic.
And we were really fortunate and lucky to get to do this because there was almost nobody here on this
There
day.
truly was nobody here in the building when we were talking to Shark Suit Guy. I mean, he probably had been there a few minutes, so it was at the very end of the day.
I mean, at this point, I think they want you to go there and talk to them because they probably don't have a lot to do just because it was a little busier earlier.
And that was about it. So we're heading out of Legoland, but we're just having to say goodbye because I wanted to show again my favorite character here, which is the Lego Zombie Pirate, and he's going to show his opinion of me right here. Watch this. That is not good.
That's not good.
He was so much fun. Okay, so now we're off to SeaWorld Orlando.
And so we were here for Seven Seas Food Festival. We haven't been to SeaWorld in a few months, so it was nice to be back.
Yeah.
And Seven Seas Food Festival began in 2017. It replaced, if anybody remembers, Bands, Brews, and Barbecue and Viva la Musica.
So we tried 7 sampling items here. This was my favorite, the lobster white cheddar Kraft mac and cheese. Yummy, yummy.
And so we not only tried like 7 different food items, but we also were given tasting lanyards to try a few more items each in the park. So it was kind of nice to pick items that we might want to try. And here is also I think that was Korean
barbecue lamb
ribs.
ribs. I've never had a lamb rib before.
That's it. I don't eat ribs, so.
Yeah.
And here is also the giant tempura prawn. Did you try that?
I tried all of this.
Okay.
Everything we're seeing, I tried. That's why I was so full before we even got to use the lanyard.
I'm a very picky eater, so I didn't try everything. I did try this jackfruit sloppy joe, though.
I think you thought it was a bit spicy. I am a spice
spicy.
fan, so I did like that one.
And then the crispy pork belly bites.
Right, and I like that too. Now, we shared a lot of these items. I know you were a fan of the
white rice.
We got an extra helping of white rice for you. Heaping helping. That was, by the way, the white chocolate raspberry cheesecake cone, my number 2.
Honestly, their cheesecake cones are amazing desserts. That was my favorite item of the day.
The goat cheese croquette there, I was not a fan of that.
You didn't like that one?
That was the one item I didn't care for.
No, I think I should have probably at least given it a go. And then we tried some pasta items and then a little bit of, wine and such.
I'm glad we're showing this because you could see the actual items. There's a really big helping. I mean, everything we tried was
big.
Giant.
And so, I had rigatoni and then some other the meatballs.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Italian food, and those were both really good.
So while there, they also had the Mardi Gras celebration going on with this small parade here. And because we're not going to get over to Disney's Port Orleans or the French Quarter because they're closed. They're not happening. There won't be a Disney Mardi Gras parade. This is as good as it's going to get for us. I loved it though. I thought this was really nicely done. It was really energetic. The music. It was so nice to get a little bit of Fat Tuesday in since we won't be able to do our tradition.
Well, Universal Studios has Mardi Gras this month and probably into next month. I don't know their dates, but I wasn't expecting to have Mardi Gras at SeaWorld as well.
Right,
and I thought that was a nice
Right, an actual parade. I know the one at Universal, they do have the parade floats out, but they're just parked all around the park.
And I mean, it's not a huge parade, but I thought the performers were really good, and everybody was really talented, and it's nice to be able to have this.
And we were very fortunate because when we were there, you could see it wasn't very crowded. It was probably the first time they were doing this, or one of the first. So I'm glad for timing for crowd purposes, we hit it just right.
Well, it was a Friday. It wasn't yet into the evening, and then I'm sure Saturday and Sunday were much busier.
These guys are awesome. I was watching them. I didn't expect him to flip, and at one point you're going to see him do a full flip.
I saw both of them. I saw both of them doing flips. I thought that was so cool, and I was trying to get my camera ready for some video, but
you did not get an upside down shot of them?
No, I think I got a couple photos, but not video.
I like this. The bead tree here. This one tree is covered with beads. Imagine trying to get them all off after the festival ends.
That would. I'm sure that would be fun. So SeaWorld has a lot of entertainment. I mean, they have their normal shows, but they also have entertainment throughout the year, just like LEGOLAND has their own weekends as well.
Yeah, and then, of course, you had this band also playing traditional Mardi Gras music. So it was really a good time. I'm so glad we got to go. And it was a very fun week because we got to do a variety of different things.
Yeah, I mean, we spend a lot of our time at Walt Disney World, but it's really nice to get to come over to SeaWorld and LEGOLAND. We don't go to them right now as often because Disney is the enforcer of mask policies more than anybody, so we tend to, and plus we love Disney, but I also enjoy SeaWorld and LEGOLAND and
Universal.
all of and Universal, and so we don't go to them quite as often at all, but it's nice to get over there.
And that is another show. We want to thank our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Check them out if you plan to visit sometime this year. They can help guide you. Of course, if you haven't visited Walt Disney World or the other parks here, everything's a little bit different. So it really helps to have somebody really in your corner, and also to help get you the best price.
Especially with the 50th anniversary coming up. I mean, that's something that's probably a good idea to get planned sooner than later.
Yeah, especially, I mean, I don't know how it will work. Like, once vaccines really are abundant and such, like, I don't know if they're going to go over, I assume more than 35% capacity and such at the theme parks, as long as everything goes okay. And so they'll probably continue to add capacity through the year for the event.
Yeah, I mean, assume. October 1st would have normally, in normal situation, been a massive, big, crowded day. But I don't expect that. I think you'll still have to have reservations for October 1st, and I think they'll keep it, more reasonably crowded, less crowded.
I don't know what to expect. That's still, a number of months away. And so we'll see. It should be a good time. It'll be a much more low-key time.
And so this coming week, what do we have planned? I know one thing, we're going to Epcot tomorrow.
We're going to Epcot tomorrow, but also Disney's Animal Kingdom, they're going to have a Raya and the Last Dragon sand sculpture. Plus, on the 22nd, they're going to start having the animation experience with their characters. So we're going to be doing a little Animal Kingdom, I think, in the coming week.
I can't wait. I look forward to getting back there.
Yeah, I mean, the Raya and the Last Dragon also, I mean, that's going to be coming out on March 5th, both in the theaters for those who have theaters open. I don't know if there's theaters open everywhere, and also on Disney Plus, but with Premier Access, so it's going to cost extra.
But we'll have a review of that up on Mousesteps.
Yeah, we will. Not this week, but within the next couple of weeks. And I don't know what else we'll be doing. I think we'll go over to Disney's Art of Animation Resort as well, because they're doing a little bit of work over there.
I see they're doing some painting over the icon. So I wonder if I saw the Little Mermaid was being painted over completely white. So I wonder if she'll come back or a different character will take that place.
Yeah. So maybe tomorrow we'll pop on over there and also check out the latest on the Remy's Ratatouille Adventure area. We don't know when that will open, but that should be in the next couple of months. And there's, and plus the festival, there's a lot going on, but not as much as there would have been. Much as there would have been, but still really nice to have.
So thanks again for listening. Have a great week. We'll see you all next week, and stay safe, everybody.
Stay safe and have a great week.